when comfort becomes your cage. Hey honey, what are you doing right now? This story goes back to when I was younger. One evening, during a trip to Europe with my wife, she was in the shower in the bathroom. I was watching TV in the room. Then suddenly water started flowing into the room from the bathroom. Startled, I rushed to turn off the shower and noticed something unlike back home. There was no threshold between the bathroom and the room. My wife, unaware of this, had relaxed completely, showering as if she were at home. As a result, water on the bathroom floor overflowed into the room. I had no choice but to grab several large towels and mop up the water. Over and over, I had to wring them out in the bathroom drain. This seemingly simple task was incredibly difficult for me. At that time, I was suffering from a pretty bad case of golfer's elbow. But with a flood rising at my feet, I had no choice. Gripping my painful elbow, I managed to complete my makeshift flood control. But the next morning, something amazing happened. The pain that had plagued the day before was gone. After that day, I forget about the pain completely. But just recently, while listening to a certain professor's forum lecture on YouTube, I realized why. Conditions like golfer's elbow and frozen shoulder, I learned, often comes from muscle imbalance, overuse of primary muscles while ignoring the opposing ones. That night, wringing the towel had unknowingly strengthened my neglected muscles, healing the pain. I realized then, when imbalance continues in daily life, trouble begins to grow quietly in the background. It was such an obvious truth, and yet I found myself nodding with fresh understanding. If we apply this realization to the core of what coaching is about, the coaching should serve as a mirror, one that helps clients realize where they are stuck and begin investing time and effort to restore balance, especially when their lives are overly centered around one dominant focus. Just like how a second mirror is needed to see the back of your head in a barber's chair, clients need a coach to serve as a mirror. But being the right kind of mirror is no easy task. Because coaches reflect their clients through language, coaches must be careful that their words don't become distorted like a funhouse mirror. In a room of mirrors, concave and convex reflections can easily twist reality. And when the true image overlaps with those distortions, it becomes impossible to tell what's real. That's why a coach must always use language with restraint. Using ego-free, neutral words so that it stands as mirrors free of distortion. Suppose a client who loves golf already has frozen shoulder caused by weakened opposing muscles. He might say, "Well, can you really expect to be pain-free at my age? I just have to live with it." That mindset, that's probably where he's comfort zone. So we ask, where are you currently settling? Through that question, the client may realize where he's stuck and discover an inner hunger he had forgotten. No, I want to play, even just once, with a strong pain-free shoulder. Then the coach might ask, if your shoulder were healthy again, what would you do? And he thinks, that's right, shooting my age. That becomes his compelling dream all along. As he continues his journey guided by the bigger game board and his coach, as I continue, I'll realize that healing my shoulder may involve pain and monotony. But with a clear goal, it's no longer frightening. To reach my age shooting, I start to assess who are my allies in helping achieve the goal. Maybe it's my spouse, family, my golf coach, or my playing partners. Then, how much time, money, and effort will it take as invested to keep going without quitting halfway? I think about how to sustain the effort without getting discouraged midway.
Finally,
without
I
any
map out a
setbacks,
bold,
sustainability
thrilling
plan of action with heart-pounding anticipation. This doesn't only ally to golf, it applies to life too. Breaking free from comfort cage and daring to pursue a bigger game, as laid out by the world-renowned master coach, Rick Tamlyn. Dear viewers, what if you sat with these guiding questions? Wander around the bigger game board, no need to follow the steps in order. You might find yourself on a deep, mindful journey about life, not just golf.